any breath of hope. I mean, when we first started, when first started Save Honolua, I mean, I don't know how many times people say, "Oh, no, it'll never happen.
They'll never listen to you.
It'll never happen. No, it'll never happen." And I would always reply. I mean, I have the vision. I have the vision in my head. I know it will happen. And when people would say that, I would always reply, you know, might be that we won't win, but I am going to do everything possible I can to save this area. I couldn't live with myself otherwise. That's my commitment to the area. So anyway, so you know, you hear the discouraging words. Oh well, you know, once they got that, there's really not much you can do. Anyway, I just went to I'm a bookworm. I'm kind of a nerdy bookworm type, and so I went to the environmental assessment that they had to submit, and within the first 20 pages, my answer was right there in a letter that OCCL had originally submitted, saying, well, Office of Coastal and Conservation Land. It's a division of DLNR, and they oversee the conservation areas and shoreline areas. And so I talked to Sam Lemo, and he says, well, you know, a trail, I mean, it's a permitted use in a conservation area. You know, we need to show that there's going to be some dams. So I went through and I actually put together 16-page document. There's different bits of information, studies showing the recreational usage of the bay, how that could impact Honolua, how it has impacted Honolua in the past. And I did my own little study, and I went out and I drove and walked in the area and saw how many the parking opportunities out there and how many more people could use that area for parking, and had figured with the daily use of like 500 now, it could potentially be increased by 400 more people per day. And can it handle it? No, not without a management plan. And that was the thing that I went to the Planning Commission with, is that the trail should not go out to Honolua until either the reef has time to recover and restore, or until there's a management plan for the area. But I mean, you're just dumping people into this area. There's no facilities, nothing out there.
No one's in charge.
Yeah, there's limited education opportunities. Anyway, I mean, I've been out at Honolua and seeing people, these two girls trying to remove a coral head. Look, Mom, look what we found. Can we put it in a suitcase? So anyway, so back to the stairway story. So anyway, so I heard all these discouraging words, but then also heard, you know, I just kept asking people, you know, where do I go? Where do I go? Where's the opportunity? Where's the glimmer of hope? And talk to people and say, well, fine, follow through with DLNR. They have to get their permits. As I was saying, I'm a bookworm, and I went and I started reading the environmental assessment they had to prepare, and saw a letter from Sam Lemo, the head of OCCL, saying, well, we would expect that you would have a management plan in place before you allow increased access to the area. Well, and they responded, well, yes, we anticipate that we will. So there it is, right there. I just highlighted those, saying, look, there's an agreement here that was made that needs to be honored. And everyone's, oh, yeah. Well, it happened. They said, nope, they put the brakes on. But it was actually the landowner that withdrew. They withdrew putting the stairs. And they said, no, the trail will end. The trail will end at the top, at the lookout area, and it's not going to go any further. And it won't go any further until there is a management plan for the area. And that management plan is approved by...
Where have we heard that before?
by the local, the people who live in the area, the people who have Kuleana property in the area, and they have to submit a new use permit and you have to do an EIS on it. So, how did that happen?
You showed up. You did your homework.
Sounds like a very good place to wrap it up here. I've got about 6 minutes. If you could just make some sort of conclusionary statement for the camera, and
I would like to say, I mean, just to on that story. I mean, is to not feel defeated. I mean, more people have said, oh, you're not going to, oh, you can't. Then, you know, yes, yes, yes. The yes comes from me. The yes comes from my fellow board members. The yes comes from me going out to Honolua and sitting and just breathing and being in the energy of the area and having that recharge me and bring me forward and keep me going. And the slightest little glimpse, you know, with every obstacle, there's a potential opportunity. And I knew that with this coastal trail, I just felt that, you know what, the next step that's going to happen is communication with the landowner. And that's where we're going. So it's just one foot in front of the other.
Have you had successes after the earmarking in communicating with the landowner, or?
There will be many. There will be many, because I believe that there is a collaborative effort between everybody, all the stakeholders. And you know, we can talk more about that when the camera goes on. Yeah. But let me tell you guys something about Wailea Seg5. As a Hawaiian, I could not come enough, because this is not my area. And so we have to let the people in this area do what they need to do to stop. But I will say this, that you were right. You know, what you attempted to do and still attempting to do, you're right. You're doing the right thing. Don't apologize for doing the right thing. We have people who do other decisions that are not right. But you did the right thing. And so I want to encourage you to keep doing the thing, because what is right will always prevail. And so this setback, it's not over. Wailea Seg5 is not over.
No, not by a long shot.
Yeah. So, you know, keep doing the right thing. And it will prevail. I really, I believe that. And so don't give up. You know. And you know, with us at Save Honolua, it's a different area. But it's the same Maui. You know. Akoles Kulo'io teaches me a lot of Hawaiian. I teach him a lot of theology. So we're like teacher-students to each other. And give you a case in point where Nawai'eha, you know, you have the four waters. But Hawaiians never thought of the four waters. We talked about Kahalavai, the whole mountain. Water doesn't just pour from one side. But so the argument is about Nawai'eha. Well, what about Pi'ilani, and what about these other streams, you know? And so when we as Hawaiians think, we don't think about just one side. We gotta save the waters of Kahalavai. Kahalavai means where the waters meet. And so that's part of saving Maui is Makena, Honolua, all these groups. We gotta look at the bigger picture. We're saving Maui by being kuleana in the certain areas that we've been afforded. So if we can encourage, then we're all on the same island, you know, Maui Nui. So yeah, you guys are on the right track.
I love what you had to say about going up to the Kua, at the top of the mountain, because that's where each land section connected to spirit. And it gave each of them an equal connection to spirit. So it's not like, oh, us over here. Kua, we're his people, we're the church. No. It's for everybody.